Welcome to LTC 8865, Assessment in Mathematics Education. I'm Sam Otten, and I'm very excited to be working with you this semester. We're going to be focusing on assessment. That's also going to include things like grading and grading systems, and also the feedback that students receive on their mathematical thinking and their performance in your class. And assessment is a very important topic. It's not only important for districts and states and federal level in terms of like high stakes assessments, but assessment is also a daily practice, and it's very important for teachers and for you to decide, whether you're meeting your goals and what you might need to do to better meet those goals. And assessment is one of the things in education research that we've actually found has a pretty important impact on students' learning. A lot of things in education, when research looks at it closely, it has just a marginal or a small effect size on really making a difference in what students learn. But assessment is one of those things that we've actually found makes a pretty noticeable, moderate-sized effect, which is a big thing. So it's really worth us looking at this semester. What I want to do in this video is just give you a little bit of an overview of the course and let you know some of the structural things to expect as we begin our work together. So first of all, the course is going to be based in the Canvas course management system, so it's good to just bookmark missouri.instructure.com. That's where you can access the Canvas portal. And inside Canvas, you'll find everything that you need to, especially in the Modules tab. That's where I kind of collect everything unit by unit. And the units are going to be organized around a 2-week schedule, so you'll start to feel the pattern as we go. Every 2 weeks, you'll find that we have a reading or maybe a couple readings. We have discussions around some topics. We have an assignment that's due for that unit, and then most often there will be a personal reflection that you would do. And those units will be collected into modules on Canvas, and you'll just feel them and see them coming and going every 2 weeks. The units are going to cover a bit of a range of things, so we're going to start off with our introductory unit right now, and then we have a unit on formative and summative assessment. We have a unit on standards-based grading. We have a unit that's going to look at how we assess mathematical concepts rather than just procedures, and how we assess mathematical practices. A unit on digital feedback, and some of the new things that are possible with digital tools that did not exist, even just a few years ago. A unit on policy and equity, and then another unit on formative and summative assessment. We want to return to those ideas and make some new connections to some of the other things that we've talked about and dig a little bit deeper into the formative assessment and summative assessments and looking at some international comparisons. And then we have a concluding unit, and that one will just be 1 week at the end of the unit, and that'll just be kind of wrapping some things up. And we do have a final assignment there that will be your analysis of an assessment from your class or from your own teaching. So that's the rundown of the units, and like I said, they'll be kind of in this 2-week pattern. Well, you'll start to know that, like, in the first week, I'll have a reading to do, and I'll start a little bit of a discussion, and then that discussion will continue in the second week. There'll be an assignment ready for you, and you'll have usually both of the weeks to finish the assignment and turn that in for grading on Canvas. And then there might be, towards the end of the unit, a personal reflection that you turn in. Maybe some other things here and there, but that'll be kind of the general rhythm. Now, the first unit is a little bit different because it is kind of getting started. So the first unit is going to be, in the first week, we want you to take a look at the syllabus, watch this video, get introduced to Canvas, and actually introduce yourself on Canvas. And then we do have the assessment philosophy, which is the first assignment. So you can get started on that right away in Unit 1. And then Unit 1 will sort of shift gears a little bit for the second week, which is where we'll have a reading for the second week. We'll have a discussion around that, and we're really looking forward to this discussion. It might be a little bit controversial, or at least I think people might have some different ideas, and it'll be really interesting to see how we talk through those. So there'll be a discussion the second week, and then there'll be a personal reflection at the end of Unit 1. So Unit 1 is kind of like a 1-week thing, and then some other stuff in the second week. But then after that, we'll start to get in the rhythm where it's just really on a kind of a 2-week pattern. And just as a heads up for the class, we're really going to try not to overburden you with work. We're going to try to keep it all relevant and worthwhile, and then basically stop there rather than piling on more and more. So we want it to be a very manageable workload. We recognize that you all have other responsibilities. Most of you are teaching full-time, so we want to do things that are valuable but not too burdensome in terms of scheduling or time commitment. So try to keep that reasonable. And if we go a little bit overboard, just let us know and we can adjust as we're going. So that's a little bit of the overview of the class. We're hoping that you just get a chance to dig into important ideas about assessment and grading and feedback together with other, math educators who are very thoughtful about their practice. and hopefully also give you, some access to ideas from research literature that you might not otherwise get a chance to see. But we're going to really try to have a lot of it be connected to what you're doing in your own teaching and relevant to your work. So looking forward to doing that together, and I'll see you online.